Welcome back to the channel. My name is Todd Jewell, and in today's video, we're going to take a map tour of Farragut, Tennessee. And the reason we're going to do that is I'm hearing from so many of you that's really difficult to figure out where things are in relation to other things. When we talk about Farragut, you're not sure where it is. You know, it's a really popular area. You should see videos on all the YouTube channels about it, but it's just really difficult to understand where everything is. And so hopefully this video is going to help. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so to begin with, the very first thing we need to do is really just show you where Farragut sits in relation to Knoxville. So if you look here on the map, Farragut is highlighted right here. You can see it's highlighted in red. That's actually technically the Farragut proper. And you can see from there up here to Knoxville, it is about 16 miles from there to downtown, which is right in this area here. So 16 miles, that's normally anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the time of day and what's going on here in Knoxville. You know, if you're going there during rush hour, coming back, it's a little bit further. And that's one of the things that people love about Farragut is this distance. It's close enough to be easy into downtown. At the same time, it's removed from a lot of the hustle bustle there. One of the other things you're going to see is, you know, if you look over here, here's Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is only about 17 miles out, and you have straight out Pellissippi Parkway to get there. And then over here, you're only about 16 miles if you look over here to the city of Maryville down here at the bottom. So it's just very centrally located to begin with to the other main areas of Knoxville. So that's where it sits. And when we talk about West Knoxville, one of the things that we talk about is basically this right here is the line for Knox County. Below that is going to be Loudoun County. So Farragut sits on the very far west of Knox County. So that's where it sits in relation to everything else. Now, let's look at some of the other things that make Farragut so popular. Well, one of those is very simply is where it sits before I zoom in relation to all of the interstates and roads. So if you look here, I-40 right here runs along, you know, its north side. You have Highway 11, which if you look, you can take all the way to downtown Knoxville right here through it. And then this is North Shore, and this is not in Farragut proper, but we're going to talk about these areas that surround it because its location of some of those are very important. So it's very easy to jump over here on North Shore as well and work your way on up into Knoxville if you need to. It's easy also to access, as I said, because of these roads, it's easy to access either Oak Ridge or Maryville. So this is on the south side of 40, this is 140. We call this Pellissippi Parkway. If you look at the north side, it's 162, but we call it Pellissippi Parkway here in the area. So if you hear me refer to that or anybody else you're talking to, that's what they're talking about. Being close to this area here in Pellissippi Parkway is really important because you can jump on Pellissippi and be in Oak Ridge, like I said, in 20 minutes or less. Same thing to Maryville. And, you know, and then right here is the airport. So it's a very easy drive out to the airport if you're someone who flies very often or wants to be fairly close to the airport. You know, you're a good, 20-minute drive, depending on where you're coming from out here to the airport. And either way, it's an easy drive. So the access Farragut has to the different roads and thoroughfares and different ways to get around is one of the real advantages that it has. Now, if we zoom in to Farragut a little bit more, so now here's some of the layout of the town and one of the reasons, once again, that it is so popular and where everything is. Farragut does not have city taxes. It doesn't have any of those things. So when you live in the town of Farragut, the community of Farragut, you are in the county of Knoxville, Knox County, and so you're only paying county taxes. So you're going to have all these amenities. You know, this is if you are looking this up on the map or you're doing a search for homes, this is the 37934 zip code. You can see there's just a very small spot right here. It jumps over on the north side of 40. One of the other things about its location as we slowly narrow ourselves down here is its proximity, not just to interstates and roads, which you can see here easily now, but all of the water. This is Fort Loudon Lake over in here. And you can see that it borders basically Fort Loudon Lake. this is, you hear me talk about this a lot as well. You've got Concord Park out here. So if you're someone who wants easy access to the water, you have that if you're in the Farragut area. It's easy to get over to the water. It's easy to get over to the marina. Concord Marina Center right here. A lot of folks have boats there. Lakeside Tavern is right there. When you've been here, we've looked at that as well. So it's a very accessible area to the reason a lot of you are coming here, which is outdoor activities, the water, the mountains, the walking paths, which we're going to talk about, all of those kind of wonderful things. One thing I didn't mention, I want to mention is one of the other advantages of being close to 140 is into Maryville is you can jump on here, go the back way through Maryville and be in the Smoky Mountains in a pretty short period of time. It's not unusual for us to run up to Cates Cove and other things at different times of the year, just drive around, drive through, and enjoy the area that we live in. So, and then next, one of the things I hear from so many of you, the parks in Farragut are just second to none. I mean, they are second to none. And I want to show you some of those. This is down here. This is McPhee Park. We've done videos on these different parks, so make sure and check those out. We'll be doing more come summertime when everything's green here again, and we'll show you some more of them. But McPhee Park is absolutely phenomenal. Mayor Bob Leonard Park over here, fantastic. McPhee has the biggest splash pad in the entire county out here. And then this park right here, the Cove at Concord and Concord Park. All of this area right here that's green, you can see here, all this is the Cove at Concord Park down here, and this is all considered Concord Park. Everything in this green right here is protected land, and it's land that you can use, and so having easy access to that park as well. And then up here you got Founders Park, which is close to Turkey Creek and some stuff that a lot of you have seen. So just lots of parks. You have Anchor Park down here, and these are the major parks. There's some smaller ones as well. So you have, what is that, five parks that you have easy access to just right here in the town of Farragut, and they are all fantastic. So it doesn't really matter whether they're kids. They have playgrounds. There's tennis courts. There's a place to play pickleball. There are splash pads, walking trails, soccer fields, you name it, it's all in these different parks. A couple other things outside before I get into the walking trails. You can see this is Fox Den Country Club right here. This is a private country club. If you're into that and golfing, fantastic place. I was a golfer in college. One of my favorite golf courses is Fox Den. And then across the road over here, you have Willow Creek, which is one of the best public golf courses that we have in the area. Really like it. Good driving range to go over and hit balls on and stuff like that. So fantastic place. Now, let's talk a little bit more before we get into the amenities. Let's talk a little more about outdoor activities, because I know how important that is to many of you. So one of the other great things about this Farragut area that I want to show you on here are all of the Greenway System. You hear me talk about the Greenway System, and I'll have to zoom in and out a little bit to pull this off with this map. But if you zoom in, one of the things you'll start seeing within, and Google Maps will show you, is the Greenway System. So walking trails. So if I look at McPhee Park, all of these little green trails right here are walking trails. And you can see those throughout a lot of the area. And then if you got, for example, I have a lot of people who say, I want to be close to doing walking or biking, mountain biking. See all this green right here in Concord Park? See all of these? This is Callaway Ridge. All of this right here, all that's hiking trails. Those are single track. If you come on down in Concord Park, look here. There's just so much of that, of these trails that you can enjoy there. You see them all over the peninsulas, along the waterways, all of those kinds of things. Now, and then Farragut has a lot of Greenway System. And when you're here in town, Anchor Park, you see the walking trails. The Greenway System here in Knoxville is fantastic. It is a wide, maintained, sometimes paved, sometimes just maintained in other ways, system that you can walk on, bike on, all kinds of good things like that. Just can't drive a vehicle on. And there's different sections, but there's, 30 plus miles of that just right here in Farragut. And you can see some of that when you zoom in here into the map. You see these little Greenway systems. These are all part of the Greenway System where they interconnect with the community. So you see it from over here at McPhee Park, you can see that you can go here out the road. It connects over to Providence. It runs over this way, and if you look throughout on Google Maps, and you can do that, you can see the Greenway System. And at this moment, it isn't connected to everything, isn't connected, although that is the idea down the road, is to get all of these areas connected so that you can bike, walk, and you can do that now for miles. Now let's talk a little bit about amenities. And when I say amenities, what I mean is this. I mean, shopping, dining, healthcare to me is an amenity. And honestly, good schools are an amenity. And Farragut excels at every one of those areas. So if you zoom in again, one of the things you see up here in the top northeast corner of Farragut is you see Turkey Creek. Now, many of you, when you're here in town, a lot of you stayed in Turkey Creek, but it is a big shopping area. And what it does, it runs from, this is Campbell Station Road right here, okay? This is the Campbell Station exit when you're on 140. And basically, Turkey Creek starts right here at Parkside Drive on Campbell Station, and it runs up to the Level Road exit. When you look right here, I mean, inside of this, and we've done some videos on, there's lots of them, I'm sure, on YouTube about this, but it is just nothing but this whole area is full of entertainment. The movie theaters there, you can see the Pinnacle 18. It's fantastic. A really nice, clean, big theater. You've got tremendous amount of food and shopping and dining and all those things right here in one big spot. You also have, and I get this a lot, where's Costco? So anyone that's in this West Knoxville, Farragut, West Knoxville area has easy access to Costco. It doesn't sit in Turkey Creek. It sits just outside of Turkey Creek there on Level Road. So it runs from one end to the other is Turkey Creek between these two exits. Now, also right here are Farragut High School, middle school, and then right out here, if you came out in this area right here, right in here would be Farragut Primary School. Within the Farragut area, we've done videos on schools in Knox County. Farragut's got the best, if not one of the best public schools in our county. And a lot of people locate into this area. And you can see as we look at this, why it's so popular, not just to families with younger children who are school age, but also with the people who are in their mid-50s like me that are approaching retirement and thinking about, being active and those kinds of things. They want to be able to jump in the car and go have dinner easily, get back easily, all of those things. It's all right here. So it's a multi-generationally popular area, we say, and it's one of the reasons that Farragut is, one of the most expensive areas we have here in Knoxville. It has a median sales price of anywhere from high 60s to low 7s, depending on the month. So it's not an inexpensive area. Now, I know another area that we talk about a lot are hospitals. I want to show you a little bit about healthcare. Here in Turkey Creek Medical Center, this is a really good hospital that's right here in Turkey Creek. And then if I zoom out, I'm going to zoom out a little bit because it's not right here in this proper, but they are located right here close to Farragut, and I want to show those to you. Right here you have Fort Sanders and Covenant Health. You have a hospital here. And then if we jump over on Cedar Bluff Road, which is here, right here, you also have Park West Hospital. So just within this close to Turkey Creek, you have 1, 2, 3 major hospitals. And like I said, you're only, an additional 20 to 30 minutes to downtown if you need healthcare there. Here's another thing about Farragut that I think is important for you, and that is the types of homes and housing you're going to find here. So if you look at this map, it's very easy to see that within this red dotted line, it's about full. There is very little land left to develop in Farragut. I mean, there are some small parcels, but you don't see large tracts of land for lots of growth. Most of the growth that you see when we come down here is in the very west corner in this area right here. And, when you're here and we've been doing our tours, these are the areas that you'll see Saddlebrook doing a lot of construction in. They're one of the only builders that are building right now down in Farragut. The property is expensive. And most of this new construction down here is going to be, realistically right around the mid sevens and up. But what you do see here is you see a lot of areas that are already built out. So Farragut has been so popular for so long. I mean, it's really developed. So what happens because Farragut is so popular is we have a lot of areas that these homes are purchased, renovated, and just turned over, and they continue to be popular. Some of the very best subdivisions in Farragut, in my opinion, are not the newer ones. They have the big, beautiful hardwood mature trees on them. When I look at Farragut, I think of places like Concord Hills. I just think is a beautiful area right here. Just all these different subdivisions, and they're really, really, really nice. And so, if you want to be in Farragut, don't limit yourself to a new construction. There's a lot of great homes there. A lot of them have been renovated, and beautiful subdivisions that have a few years on them, but that's what gives them their character. Their locations are best, and those kinds of wonderful things. The other thing I wanted to show you before we're done is this is the new town center. We've done a video. We're about to do an update video on that right here. So this is Camel Station Road right here. The Camel Station exit, you remember, if you go right on out this road that way, out there's Turkey Creek. You turn to the right, to the left is Farragut Primary. Up here's Whole Foods. This right here is the new town center at Biddle Farms in Farragut. What this is a new area of shopping, outdoor shopping and dining, and you can park and walk around. There are eventually going to be townhomes back here. There is an apartment complex now here. So that's also an area that's going to have a lot of appeal, in my opinion, because it's going to be some really nice stuff there that you don't have to go over to Turkey Creek for if you don't want to. So that's kind of an overview of Farragut. Hopefully I've not left out any important things. If I have that you have questions about, put those in the comments. I will be glad to answer them. Give me your comments, interact with us through the remarks and the comments here on the channel, on the video, send us emails. If you're interested in Farragut, if you have questions, let us know. We're glad to help you with that. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. I know they're not the most exciting, but I hope that they're really relevant and helpful for those of you who are serious about considering a move to Knoxville. And that's what this channel's for. It's not a Knoxville promotion channel. It's just a channel about assisting you guys who are serious about considering this area to make sure you get good, as detailed as I can information so you can make some really good informed decisions. And until next time, guys, I really can't wait to see you around Knoxville soon.